Hello and welcome to the Highlights program. My name is Jim Strawn, host of the show. Highlights from the heart of our community is brought to you through a collaboration between my company, Jim Strawn and Company, along with the Media Center and HD Media. And if you're a regular viewer of our show, and we certainly hope that you are, you know how much we love to focus on those grassroots organizations, businesses, people doing phenomenal work, amazing work to make our beautiful state of West Virginia and our Canal Valley and Charleston and all points in between a much better place to live, learn, work, and to play. And with spring in the air, summer's just around the corner, it's always a great time this time of year to talk baseball, one of my favorite things to talk about, the national pastime. And of course, we do have the Charleston Dirty Birds in Charleston, West Virginia. So we're going to talk all things Dirty Birds for the next few minutes. Lots of great insight, lots of good information. We have the manager here, we have the pitching coach here, we have a player here, we have the director of marketing here, manager of marketing and entertainment and promotions. So lots of cool things to talk about. And again, you can see I'm smiling. I love to talk baseball. Sit back, relax, soak it all up. I turn to my right. I welcome into the Highlights program for the very first time the manager of the Dirty Birds, Billy Horn. Billy, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me.
It's really nice to meet you. I don't think we've ever had the chance to meet.
We have not. It's my second season here, and I finally get the pleasure. So.
I love it. Eden Douglas,
Hi.
how are you?
Good, how are you?
We were talking off air. You're the director or manager of the marketing,
Yeah, manager
right?
of marketing, entertainment, and media relations.
And this is your fourth year?
It is.
I really, I find that stunning because I think, is this your first or second year? 4 years.
Yeah.
I love it. But you're a local gal, right?
I am. I'm from Charleston, went to Riverside High School, and then went to West Virginia University and then the University of Georgia. But I'm back home.
And everything you've learned taught you to do exactly what you're doing today?
Exactly. And then some.
Yeah, I'm going to turn to Billy. Billy, second year. Are you excited to be back? What did you learn about Charleston baseball last year? And maybe talk a little bit about your journey. Just a couple questions in there to talk about yourself.
Sure. Definitely excited to be back. We had a very successful season last year. We moved 6 guys, whether it be to Major League Baseball or Mexico, but we did get 1 guy up to the major leagues, which was pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Kevin Herget made his major league debut last year with the Tampa Bay Rays. And we brought in a lot of really good players. And, the way this league is, since we're not affiliated with, Major League Baseball, we have to go out and find all of our players, on our own. And the great thing about our league is pretty much all of our players have Major League experience, AAA experience, AA experience. So it's a very high level of baseball. But on the flip side of that, we had a lot of guys retire last year because they get to that point. So, but we expect big things this year.
Folks are watching this, Billy, and they're thinking about, what the heck is he talking about? Let's back up a little bit. We're in the Atlantic League. Mm-hmm. This will be our second year in the Atlantic League. Many old-time baseball fans in Charleston, they remember the International League and the Sally League, and we've had the Power and the Alley Cats and the Charlies way back, and you know a little bit about the history, and I'm sure, Eden, you've studied that as well. So this is our second year. This is an independent league. It's called the Atlantic League. Talk about the difference. We're not really necessarily, there's the logo for the Atlantic League. We're not affiliated with a professional baseball team. Is that correct?
That is correct. So the Atlantic League of Professional Baseball has been around for 25 years, and we are independent. Basically, like we said, we don't have a AAA or a AA or a single A affiliate where we can get players from. So essentially, it lies on the manager, the coaching staff, and anybody else that, hey, I got a player. Sometimes Eden will say, hey, this kid graduated or whatever. So we all kind of work together in regards to that. But yeah, our league stretches all the way from up north as New York down south to the Carolinas.
Yeah, there's teams up in York and Staten Island, Long Island. Mm-hmm. Is that Lancaster, Pennsylvania? Or
yes, it is.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
So you guys jump on a bus and ride up there to play some ball, right?
Yep, we sure do.
We're in the South League, South Division. Gastonia is in that, High Point, Lexington, Frederick. So we're right in there. Probably a little easier to get down there, but
yeah,
it's a pretty good league, right? Good baseball.
It's very good. It's considered, the best independent league, in the world, and we're comparable to AAA level because the experience of pretty much all of our players are Major League, AAA, AA.
What's our
experience.
roster consist of numbers-wise?
We have a 26-man roster, and right now I think we have 9 former Major League players. I think we've got 7 or 8 AAA players, and the rest are AA, High A, and we have a couple of guys that have a little bit of independent
They're all different experiences. Some are working their way up to the show, and some have been in the show and I'm not done ready to hang it up. I'm still enjoying the game. I'm just going to hang around.
Yeah, when you get to that age, I guess that the late 20s, early 30s, a lot of these guys are still playing because they want to play winter baseball, and a lot of these guys play in the Dominican and Venezuela, and down there they make a lot of money.
Gotcha.
So what they make in those 3 months there compensates them for the rest of the year. So to come here and play under a smaller salary cap,
they're playing. They play to stay sharp. They like to play and to hone their skills. For the winter leagues.
And they're not ready to jump into the real world.
Yeah, who is, by the way? Who is? I'm going to ask you one more question before I jump over to Eden. This Atlantic League, it's interesting because it's kind of an experimental league for the Major League Baseball. Talk a little bit about some of the things that happen in the league that MLB says, why don't you guys try this for a league a couple of years, and then we'll see what happens in the show. Yeah,
so a couple of years, we did have an agreement with Major League Baseball. We're considered a partner league, so they experimented with the bigger bases. Nobody really talks about it, but we really did have pitch clocks.
Yeah.
There weren't the actual clocks, but the umpires were always timing.
Actually, we talked off the air. I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like one of those other non-spoken rules that we've experimented with, but we have a couple of new rules this year that we're trying out, and we're going to see how it goes. And obviously, it's a little bit different of a game, in Major League Baseball now, where the pitch clocks are shortening the game, and the strategy is changing a little bit. So, we're here to test out those rules and see what happens.
Do you think the thinking was obviously shorten the game, a little more excitement, maybe some just quicker games for the fans, just younger people with their attention spans, the bigger bases? Now they're using bigger bases in major leagues, right?
That's correct.
Is that going to help offense? Is that going to help score a few more runs? Is that?
Well, the bigger bases was more for safety.
Safety, okay.
Yeah, and I think the quicker, as you said, the older that we get, the younger generation, they're all linked to their phones and things of that nature. And I think the expectation for Major League Baseball was just to get more engagement from the younger generation. And I mean, it's only been about 10 games, but there really hasn't been a big spike in attendance or anything. But the games are shorter. But obviously, for Major League Baseball and the owners, that means less sales of beer and merchandise and food. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out when the almighty dollar has probably the final say.
Just as an FYI, we talked off air, I am a baseball guy. I played baseball. I love the game. I follow it. I can watch a game. I love the game within the game. That's what fans have lost, the game within the game. They want action. They want it shorter. They want to move on. Their attention spans. I'm not a fan of the pitch clock, by the way. Not a fan. I'm not going to get your opinion on there. Eden, I want to turn to you. We talked a little bit about what your role is. I mean, you do the promotions, you do the marketing, you're the entertainment. Baseball, we were just talking with Billy. Fans come, they want to be entertained for 2.5 hours. That's your role, right? Talk about some of the excitement. Talk about some of the excitement with the entertainment this year.
Yeah, so my role kind of consists of a little bit of everything, honestly, between working with Billy on statistics, game notes, and all that stuff. But my main focus is for fans to have fun. My motto is kind of, whenever the fans get there, I want them to have a smile on their face when they walk through the gate and not stop until they walk out. And we work with a virtual production company called Virch Visua, and they help us out on those elements a lot too. But my biggest thing is being from here, I want to find things that incorporate the state, find certain things like that. So we're playing as the pepperoni rolls for one night.
Yeah, I think we have the pepperoni rolls jerseys, July 15th.
July 15th.
So what's that all about? I mean,
Again, being from here, I just want something that's fun, that's entertaining, and that's never been done before. No one's ever played as the pepperoni rolls before.
So are we going to be the Charleston pepperoni rolls?
We will be the Charleston pepperoni rolls.
Look how cool. Are you going to sell the jerseys?
We are. We will sell the jerseys. They'll be available in the team store on July 15th. Yeah, and the team will take the field in those jerseys and specialty hats. And I'm so excited about it. And we're having a pepperoni roll festival and contest before, and the winner of the contest we presented with a trophy on the field during the game. And it's just so fun, to be able to find stuff like that. And whether it's a kid pieing their dad in the face in between an inning, or just little things like that add fun for families. You have to come up with a lot of different promotions and different things because every half an inning, fans are looking out on the field to see what's going on, what's up. So that's at least 18 different things, right? It is, and every half inning there's an element. Whether it's a sponsor video playing, and whether it's me on the field or on the dugout, every half inning there is an entertainment element. So that way it's never dead air, because we never want that. We want them to be engaged. We want them to have fun. And like Billy talked earlier, these guys are here because they want to play baseball, and that's one of my favorite things about this league is that they love the game and they add value to it. They're interacting with the fans too. They're having a good time, and it all just ties in together. I know Jay Silverman pretty well. He's not on our show today, but he's like new development, sponsorships, corporations.
without asking him, what can you say? Are we being well received in the community? Are people partnering? Are corporations stepping up? Are you getting a lot of financial support and support from our town and our valley?
And we definitely are, and that's one thing that we try to strive for is community involvement. It's super important, not only to me, but everyone in our front office, that we stay involved in the community, whether that's them supporting us or us supporting them. And it's just great to see, fans really stepping up, and we're the only professional sports team in the state.
Right.
So it's really awesome.
Talk a little bit about your social media. You guys are on Instagram. You're on Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah.
At Dirty Birds CWV is our little tag, and we're always posting, keeping fans updated. We post fun stuff on our Instagram. There's a lot of funny stuff of the guys, and people love that. So
I know Jay pretends like he's funny, and he puts some stuff out there on Facebook.
On his own,
yeah. On his own, yeah. He pretends
Yeah.
to be funny, and then I
He
pretend to
does.
laugh, and then he go, yeah, that's good. No,
Yeah.
Jay, I love you, buddy. You know I love you. We talked this morning, but and then the website. I want to get the website in.
Yes.
Is it dirtybirdsbaseball.com?
dirtybirdsbaseball.com. Everything is on there.
Well, yeah. What can you find there?
Yeah,
I mean, I was there. Talk to the fans about what they can find.
Everything that you would need information-wise is on that website. You can buy tickets, single game tickets. All of our season ticket plans are on there. All the extra events, all of the press releases and news announcements that we send out are there. A stadium map, so you know where you're going to sit. Everything that you would need is on our website.
If you don't want to go to the website, if you don't want to follow on Facebook, you want to give the main office a call, 304-344-2287, 304-344-2287. That's been the number for as long as I can remember. I do believe that the last four digits are BATS, right?
BATS, yeah.
B-A-T-S, B-A-T-S. 344-BATS, 344-BATS. Get a hold of the Charleston Dirty Birds. Is our merchandise? Last year we changed the name. Well received.
Yeah.
Some people didn't, but it seems like it's working out okay. It's
is.
pretty unique, right? People
It
are buying
is.
stuff.
It is. They are, and I think having that community tie-in where it's representing blue-collar workers and coal miners really benefited us. The colors are fun. It's more family-friendly, and our merchandise is really awesome. And we have a lot of cool stuff in there now, and new stuff because we're playing as our Latin identity this year. So there's a lot of fun things.
I do like the colors.
Yeah.
We glossed over it, Billy. Billy Horn is the manager with the Charleston Dirty Birds. I kind of asked you, then we went a different direction. But I want fans to know who you are. What's your baseball journey? Where you from? Where'd you play? How'd you learn the game?
Sure. So I'm born and raised in the Bronx, New York.
So you're not a Yankees fan? I'm kidding.
I'm a Dirty Birds fan.
Now you're a Dirty Birds fan.
I have to be.
You grew up liking the Yankees. It's okay because we all were a fan of a team.
Yeah, I did. My dad was a New York City cop for 23 years,
yeah.
and they used to just walk us in. When I was a kid, the Yankees were terrible, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So, and then I wound up going to school down at Lynn University in Boca Raton, Florida.
Yeah. Good baseball school.
Very good baseball school. And wound up playing in Italy for a bunch of years. Lived out there, played out there. Played independent ball like this, and kind of got away from the game for a couple of years. I did medical sales, business sales, the whole thing, and hated growing up. So
I was going to say, that does not sound fun.
No.
This is way more fun.
Yeah, so this is a lot more fun. And back in 2015, I had an opportunity to get back into baseball, and I've been in independent baseball as a pitching coach, bench coach, manager. Since then, I just love independent baseball. It's great because you really get to get tied in with the community, which is like one of the biggest things here in Charleston. I mean, we have the Rowdies and the Toasties, and we got all these people coming to all these games all the time. And coming out here and speaking to people like yourself and doing all these community events. And I do them in the off season too. Phone calls and all that stuff. I'll come up once or twice in the off season. So, but I love it. I'm really happy to be here in Charleston.
You're really a Floridian, but a West Virginian and a Dirty Bird during the summer. Do you like being in the West Virginia area? How have you been received? How do you think we are? What's the people like to you?
I love it. Everybody's been really nice to me. I said it last year. We didn't have the best of records, but I said, man, if our record was reversed, I'd be a Hall of Famer. They really, I tell you, my family and myself, we were received very, very well here. Just again, from being out in the community, putting a good product, good entertainment, on the field has been really, really positive. And going into this year and, opening up in 2 weeks, we're expecting really big things from our club.
I know you got to jump on a league call, but I got one more thing for you. The makeup, your 26-man player roster. Have you had a chance to see him? Do you know how that's coming together yet? I know your first game is toward the end of April. Home opener is May the 9th, I believe.
Correct.
Do you know your roster yet?
So well, we do and we don't. So I can
I
maybe
give
a cheap plug here, but we're going to probably start the season with 13 pitchers, 13
Okay.
position players. We've got a couple of guys coming back. And in tying in with our Latin Identity Night, we got a couple of guys that are still in the Dominican Republic, and we're actually getting some help from Senator Manchin's office to push along their visas to get these guys up here. So
See, the stuff we don't think about.
yeah, that's my
Literally-
cheap plug.
It's literally stuff we don't think about.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much that goes into it beyond baseball.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, when the first pitch, is thrown at 6:35,
Yeah.
I can then relax.
Well, and then we got to find maybe some foster families or a place for all your 26 players to reside and live, and it's got to be affordable and they got to be welcome. Do we still do families that adopt one of the players? We used to do that. I don't know if we still do that. Or
We
not.
sort of do that.
Okay.
We have housing for them kind of around Charleston. There's a couple locations, but we're always welcoming host families. If
Yeah.
anyone has an open bedroom, that helps the guy out. That
Yeah.
also helps them come to games more often. So we have those type of things. We also still have host families that provide the meals for the guys, right?
Yeah, what our host families do is they give like little grab bags
Yeah.
for road trips with all kinds of goodies.
I'm
Whatever the guys want,
sure
the
the
guys
players
sign
love
up.
that.
Oh, they absolutely.
Hey,
Really
Ian,
cool.
I want to get a parting shot from you. Is there something I haven't asked you that you want to get off your chest about? The fans need to know about coming out to the Go-Mart ballpark, right? We
Go-Mart
haven't talked
Ballpark.
Go-Mart ballpark, new partner this year. Go-Mart
It is.
ballpark. Why should fans come to the Go-Mart ballpark this year?
There's going to be a lot of exciting things. I haven't announced everything
Oh,
yet,
really?
but there's going to be a lot of exciting
You're
things.
sandbagging on us.
I am.
I
I'm
love
going to
it.
keep it a secret. It's just
I
for
love
now,
it.
but we have pepperoni rolls. We're playing as
Yeah.
our Latin identity. We have giveaways every Friday, Furry Friend Fridays, dollar beers on Thursdays. I mean, there's just endless opportunity and endless fun with us, with the Dirty Birds.
Billy, a parting shot from you. Why should folks come and watch your team, brother?
It's just a high level of baseball, and for those West Virginians that were like, oh, I'm so used to the Pirates and all,
Right.
it's a much higher level. That was high A ball
Yeah.
and younger guys, and you're going to see again really good baseball players, exciting, and these guys kill it during in between the innings. They're
It's
running
fun,
into the
yeah.
dugout all over the field. You got people in rocker balls
It's so
and
family
knocker
friendly.
balls. And
It's family friendly.
Yeah.
It's baseball. It's a
It
national
is.
pastime. Come out to Go-Mart ballpark.
Go-Mart Ballpark, yes.
We'll see you. Good luck this season.
Thank you. Appreciate
Eden,
it.
Good luck to you. We
Thank you.
appreciate you guys being on. DirtyBirdsBaseball.com, DirtyBirdsBaseball.com. You can also call them at 304-344-2287. Follow them on the 3 or 4 social sites. We appreciate Billy. We appreciate Eden. We're going to take a quick break, thank our supporters, thank our sponsors, and when I return, I'll have the pitching coach here and one of his players. So I will be right back. And we'd like to take this opportunity to thank our supporters of the television program. Highlights from the Heart of Our Community is brought to you through a collaboration between Jim Strawn and Company, the Media Center, and HD Media. And our newest sponsor, special thanks to Bankers Life. There's no life like the Bankers Life. For over 140 years, Bankers Life has provided financial security to their clients and policyholders. During that same time, Bankers Life has helped change the lives of many of their associates personally, professionally, and financially. Questions? Do you have questions regarding Medicare and Social Security? Give them a call, 304-757-4134. Or if you're interested in a free review with a licensed agent or looking for a new career in the financial industry, contact Dennis Harmonson, dennis.harmonson, Harmison, at bankerslife.com. There's no life like the Banker's Life. And just like that, we are back. What a great conversation with Billy and Eden, the manager, and our entertainment and marketing manager with the Charleston Dirty Birds. It's Dirty Birds, dirtybirds.com, dirtybirdsbaseball.com, dirtybirdsbaseball.com. Now, as promised at the top of the show, we have a player and a coach here, the pitching coach, and one of his players, the pitcher. So I welcome into the Highlights program for the very first time. It's good to meet Joe Testa. Joe, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you for having me.
The pitching coach.
Yes.
For the Dirty Birds.
I am.
Yeah, one of your pitchers, Austin Henrich. How are you, Austin?
Good, how are you?
You're a local product.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you high school in the Valley here, right? What high school did you go to?
I graduated from Poca High School.
Yeah, you're home of the Dots, and then you played at the University of Charleston.
Yeah.
And now you're playing and pitching for the Dirty Birds. That's a pretty cool run, right?
Yeah,
You-
I'm excited.
Are you pretty pumped?
Yeah, it's nice to be home.
You have a big old fan base. Family will come out and watch you every night you pitch.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Joe, how long you been with the Dirty Birds? First year, or you been here before?
This is my second year as the pitching coach. I'm also one of the pitchers on the team too, so
Okay.
I'm still pitching.
So you're
And
still pitching.
I am, yes.
So that's
yeah.
unique, right?
Yes.
So you're the pitching coach, and you're part of the roster.
I'm one of the relief
What
pitchers on the
is-
team, yes.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I asked Billy about his baseball journey. I want to ask you, your baseball journey. Where'd you from? How'd you fall in love with the game? Where'd you play? What's up with that? What led you here?
So I am from New Jersey.
Okay.
I went to college in Staten Island, and we actually played at the
Right.
Staten Island Yankee Stadium is where
Yeah.
we play. So I went to, it was Wagner College. I was
Sure.
there from 2004 to 8, and then after college, I was signed by the Minnesota Twins, and I was with them for 2.5 years. Then traded to the Nationals, and then I played in Italy, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Mexico, a bunch of different countries, and then after that, entered independent ball, and I've been there ever since.
For you, what's the nomadic journey like? It sounds like you've played all over the world. And what is that like for a player? Is it welcoming? Is it fun to see all these places, or would you like to settle in and be on a team for 3 or 4 years?
I feel like a lot of people do like that consistency of being on that team
Yeah.
for multiple years, but I loved going to the different countries, the different teams. For me, it was a chance to meet 25 new players, personalities from different backgrounds, especially when I went overseas to Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Italy, just the different backgrounds and cultures, seeing how they went about the game, seeing how they played it differently, seeing what it meant to them in a different aspect or respect than it did to us. So it was just really interesting and cool to experience all that.
You learned a lot about baseball, but you learned a lot about life. You were in your 20s, you're visiting all these cultures and different countries and different worlds. Yes, you grew up as a baseball player, but you grew up as a man, didn't you? Just learning. You were educated, and didn't even. The world was your classroom, basically, wasn't it?
Yes, and I actually learned a lot more from baseball than I thought I would.
Yeah, that's cool.
Growing up, too, all the things that I learned from baseball, patience, discipline, sacrifice, being a good teammate, all of that. And I learned more about life than I did actually about baseball going through all the years and different teams.
I love that. Austin, little different story. You're a little younger than the pitching coach here, Joe. So you just got out of you just graduated from the University of Charleston recently, right?
21, yes.
21. So a couple years ago. What's the journey been like for you since you graduated from Poca, played 4 years at the University of Charleston, local product here, and now you've been out for a couple years? Did you think you'd end up playing professional baseball in your hometown for the Charleston Dirty Birds? How does this feel?
It feels pretty cool, yeah. I wasn't really expecting it for sure. As soon as I graduated, I signed with the ND team, or independent team out of Winnipeg, Canada, and played my first season there. And then last year I was in the Frontier League up in Quebec, Canada, in Trois-Rivières. So not as experienced as Joe with
Right.
different
Well, you're a
cultures,
little younger
but,
still, yeah, a little younger.
But it was the French part of Canada, so I had to learn a little bit of French and kind of get along there. So I got to see some different cultures and stuff like that. So it was a good experience for sure.
Now, we were talking off air. Did you pick up the love for the game from your father? Because your father and I played lots of softball back in the 90s before you were born, and you just found that out, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you pick up the love of the game with him? Because he was a really good softball player.
Oh yeah, from him, and then my grandfather and my uncle, my whole family's baseball family. It's kind of all everybody does, yeah. So I grew up with them. My grandpa would play catch with me every day. My dad was a great baseball player growing up. So actually, both sets of grandparents were baseball players. So
You were destined.
yes, sir.
You were destined. What's it like now? I mean, you've been getting ready for this upcoming season. The opener's late April on the road, and then we open up at home in Charleston at the new Go-Mart ballpark on Tuesday, I believe, May the 9th. May the 9th is the date, right, Eden? May the 9th. So what's your preparation like? What have you been doing? Have you hit spring training? Are you in spring training? We're not ready to play yet, so why aren't you training now? Where are you training right now? What's up with that?
Yeah, I am. I think we start on Monday with our spring training.
Okay.
But I train with a facility, it's called Tread Athletics out of Charlotte.
Okay.
So they take over kind of my program for the off season and whatever I need to do. So I have a full throwing program. It's 5-6 days a week with them, with bullpen or two every week, and then my lifting programs are done with them. So they send me what all my training consists of. Where right now I'm lifting 4 days a week and then throwing 5 days a week, I believe. So yeah, just getting ready that way.
You got a nice picture's length on you. It looks like you got long arms, long legs. What's your rotation for your pitches? You got a good fastball, you got slider, you got a curve. What do you have? Change the pace a little bit, all that?
Yes, sir. I throw fastball, slider, changeup, and fastball is kind of my main pitch. I don't throw 98, 100, but I get a lot of arm side run on it.
Okay.
So
it moves a little.
Yeah. I spin it pretty well, and then I've got a pretty good changeup that plays off of it, and then my slider's kind of a work in progress still. Starting to play with it. I completely changed how I grip it and everything this off season, so I'm starting to get the feel for it now. But ready to start facing hitters with it.
Joe, what I know about baseball, and it's a little bit. Didn't play at you guys' level, but all I've ever heard and hitters talk about it. If you can change the pace of the ball, the speed of the ball, it really throws the hitters off, doesn't it? Do you believe that? You have a good changeup? What's your philosophy when it comes to pitching as the pitching coach?
So yeah, disrupting a hitter's timing is definitely what we try to do all the time. There's guys that, yes, like a change of pace with the different pitches they have, different arm angles. Some guys have big leg kicks, small leg kicks, just anything that throws that hitter's timing off gives us that advantage.
You've been over to the Gomart ballpark, right?
Yes.
How is that setting for you? Is it a neat ballpark to play in? Is it good for the pitchers? Is it good for the hitters? Is it good for the fans? It's a cute little ballpark. We love it. What do you think of it? You played in tons of them.
Yeah, well, I think that ballpark, first and foremost, it's beautiful now, especially with that new turf field.
Nice, isn't it? Yeah, we haven't even talked about that. We have new turf.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
You been on it?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
I'm out there every day. So
Okay.
I have a new puppy too, so I bring her out
Oh,
there
just
and let her
run.
run around. Yeah.
Just run, nice.
But yeah, as far as that compared to other ballparks, I think for me, when I go into that ballpark, it feels like home to me. So I'm like very comfortable there. And some guys might think that ball travels or flies there more. Other pitchers might think it stays in the ballpark. But I think it's more mental when you go to a ballpark, if you feel like at home, feel comfortable. So for me, luckily, knock on wood, a lot of balls haven't left that ballpark when I pitch there. But when I go to other stadiums, I mean, sometimes it's a different story.
Wow.
So
I asked Billy about the 26-man roster. How many of those are pitchers?
I think right now we have 13 and 13.
Yeah, I think he did say about 13.
Yeah.
And Austin is one of them. You're one of them. Do you know who your pitchers are yet, or are you assembling that right now? Is that up until you leave for your opener on the road? Are you putting pitchers together and teams together, roster together right up until then?
So we've been working on it all off season. Billy does a lot of that. He does a really good job of that. But we have everybody that's coming into spring training ready, and the 13 and 13 are on their way. So everything's set already with that.
Austin, you ready for the season?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You got about 2 or 3 weeks to get ready. So you're just going to polish up a few things and go, right?
Yeah, that's the plan.
You're looking forward to it?
For sure.
I think we're looking forward. We like. Eden mentioned it. We like the local flavor. We like local West Virginians doing well, playing in our ballpark. Even if they play on an away team, we still come out and support them because you're one of our own. So we're backing you, brother. We hope you have a really good season. Okay.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Joe, best of luck to you guys.
Thank you
We'll
very
see you
much.
at the Gomart ballpark. All right.
Sounds very good.
Let's go Dirty Birds. DirtyBirdsBaseball.com, DirtyBirdsBaseball.com, 304-344-2287. Follow them on all their social sites as well. Should be an exciting season. The home opener is May the 9th. We'll see you at the ballpark. That's all the time we have on this edition of Highlights, as always brought to you by Jim Strawn and Company, HD Media, and the Media Center, along with our sponsor, Bankers Life. There's no life like the Bankers Life. We'll see you at the ballpark, and we'll see you next time right here on Highlights. Take care now.